go ahead and move that thing.
Yeah.
No?
No, can't put tires, that, it's, the only option is to sling it.
So put beams under it and lift it up.
Okay, so never mind. I was gonna say, if it were to go to the transfer station for the fire department use, if we could stay in it, we could operate out of the transfer station parking lot.
Could you function in one half?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's all
One
we use is
longitudinal
one.
half?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's more feasible.
Cause we're only in one half right now anyway.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
the bathrooms.
No, you're on one half, one end,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
but
you
you're in two halves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so then that whole thing will be, right.
Well, it's lengthwise.
Oh, I thought it was butt to butt.
No,
No.
no.
The other thing that we could consider too, temporary construction trailer of some kind.
You rent a 40-foot
Right.
office trailer, 50-foot office trailer, big office trailer, so you can see on the side of the road.
just find a place to put your evidence.
Yeah, we'd have to, you know.
So
But
that's
in a
what I
building
said.
like that, it's a little bit.
In a building like that, it's a little bit
But you
easier.
still have to have these conversations, that's why I said, if we can't sling it, you still have to have this conversation.
And I
It's
think,
gotta be moved.
like, the office building, that is easy. You know, it's a building that we'll have access to just ourselves. We can have a space where we can secure it inside of 3 walls and a door. You know,
Yeah,
It's like one
I
room.
agree,
Yeah.
and I'm still, it's not, I get that it's not the best
No.
option, it's not the best case
Temporary.
scenario. It is temporary, and we already own Station One.
yes.
We don't have the cost of renting an office trailer.
Right.
It is not having all the apparatus cramped down there and putting the forestry, which goes outside in the winter time anyway.
What does the usable space look like as far as Station 1 goes? I know it's full, so it's hard to get like the real picture from when I've been
Which-
there.
Like in the apparatus bay or
Yeah,
upstairs?
downstairs. Like I know there's a wall right there. Is there-
I mean, we could clear just about everything out of there. I mean, obviously, I would really like to keep engine 3 there. If at all possible, I would like to keep engine 3 there, just because it extends the response times at night and stuff like that. But
Well,
obviously, if there's no way to do it, then I understand that too. But I mean, you could have that entire apparatus space.
Okay.
What's in there is just storage. So if we needed to move that temporarily,
I think
move
that you know,
temporarily.
a smaller, maybe secure container inside, as long as it's not going to meet any requirements, would be the easiest and probably the more cost effective to rent it for 3-6 months, however long.
Will one of those small pods
Yeah, one
fit
of
in there?
those
Yeah.
small
Right.
pods.
Little pod.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yep.
is-
Linda,
I'm not driving anymore.
odds?
Well, so at the school right now, we have, it's a My Box, but it's the same, Same thing.
Yeah.
that's a long-term donation. So unless they get to a point where they run out of My Boxes and need them, we don't pay for that. So that could be an option to reach out to them and say, hey, we've got this situation, would you be willing to loan us a second My Box?
Yeah.
So, potentially.
Yeah.
The other potential too, as far as keeping the engine there, we could put up a simple plywood half wall between the 2 bays, or even a full wall between the 2 bays to prevent physical access to the My Box. There's potential there, but
still need the office though.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
the
we can do
upstairs is
upstairs.
open. There's
And
plenty of
as far
space
as, like,
upstairs
the
for an
time
office.
and it's gonna take to do this, I think, we make one desk, one computer, one station for somebody to work on.
And really, I think without the wall, if you put the My Box in there and you can secure that,
There's video cameras inside.
with putting my neck on the chopping block right now, with this being televised and public being here, that My Box inside that building is gonna be as secure as that 30-something-year-old
100%.
module that's out there.
That's true.
100%.
Probably
And-
more secure.
I'll just have to double check with clients and stuff like that, but I don't see that being an issue.
Okay.
And I think for, to simplify the move is just put one workstation up there with what file cabinets we need to make it easy and, try to bring as minimal as possible to that building.
But the rest of the storage.
Yeah, but the rest of the storage, well, we had the Connex.
Where's
That's
this
gotta be-
Connex
that's gotta
gonna
be
end
moved.
up?
Right. But
This one?
even if we push it back, we can put all of our file cabinets and everything in there, cause all of our,
Yeah, that's something we've never talked about that, but
Right.
cause we could keep all of our files in there and then and if this is created, we're gonna move everything into it anyway, so the closer it is, the easier it is for us to take it from there and put it into there.
Okay.
So,
So,
the long-term home for that Connex, is that,
One said's empty. We don't have any sort of use for it,
We own that Connex,
as far as I know.
move to the transfer station
the fire station?
or fire station.
There's a number of things that we can do with that outside of storage, so.
So if you could check with county attorney's office to see on that.
I'll reach out.
I personally think that would be our best option. If they're okay with the Connex box, then even engine 3 could still live there. Again, it's all temporary.
Right.
I mean, the office, moving, slinging the building, great. Renting an office trailer, it's still an added expense. If we don't have to add any more expense to this, obviously, I think most people have seen the conversations on social media in the last 24, 72 hours. So,
Or phone calls.
I wanna do whatever is the easiest.
So, yeah,
wait.
go ahead and contact the county.
I'll reach out to Keith.
Okay,
In another town I worked in, the other thing that they were able to do while there were station renovations going on, FEMA was able to give them basically a construction trailer, but it was a big one, and called it the Emergency Operations Center for the duration of the construction, and again, that was a no-cost type of situation, so I'm gonna reach out and see if that could be an option too.
yeah, my only fear with that is the fact that FEMA's been cut in half.
Right, there's no guarantee, but
Yeah.
it's worth at least reaching out and trying.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
I'll definitely try.
Powering that thing too, right, 'cause you got refrigerated evidence.
Yeah, we'll have to move a fridge there, but there's room for that.
Okay, on to our next,
For a pod.
Well, so it wouldn't, that necessarily wouldn't have to be in there. It would
Okay.
have to be, and if we were to move in the upstairs, we'd obviously have to be able to secure that. Just our access to that point, basically, but
Yeah, electricity there,
And that was once upon a time, the PD.
it was.
So,
many years ago.
okay, we have with us tonight to explain some of the stuff that is required for these buildings is Lee, Mike's son, who has given us all of this information and has been drawing plans. And,
you just shook your head no.
will,
Not these plans I didn't draw.
Right.
no, you didn't draw these
No, no.
plans.
I'm guilty.
Tyler's guilty. But explain some of the things that we need to do and look into. A lot of things have changed apparently, requirements and codes and such that we wouldn't be aware of, but obviously he is. So, you want to explain to us, Lee?
So I was only asked to do this as a Monday night, so I've had limited amount of time to look through it. So primarily I looked at occupancy, what this is classified as, and the loading, because that affects everything else. So the building as shown, plans dated 7/8, is mixed use occupancy, which gives you classification group A, assembly group A, which is assembly non-fixed seating, and then classification group B, which is business group, also used for civil administration. Looking at all that, I come up with a total load factor of 549 people potentially in this building.
Jesus.
Wow.
Total, 399 on the assembly side, and then there's a gross area of 150 on the business side, on the police station side. You are allowed, or the building code official is allowed to reduce the business side down to 50 square feet per people, which would give you, I think it's 39. So that would adjust your load factor, but just, basic tables out of the IBC, the 2021 International Building Code, you have a total load factor of 549. That load factor then determines everything that's required in this building, specifically accessibility issues, or accessibility requirements, I should say. And there's three main codes that we look at when it comes to accessibility. Specifically, it's the International Building Code, and I wrote it on top here, the ICCA 117.1, which is the supplement specific to accessibility, then the International Plumbing Code. Obviously, there's other codes, but those are the three that I focused on. With that being said, looking at the plans, because I was asked to just kind of briefly look at the plans and look at potential problems, one right off the bat is egress requirements on the doors. So the two, I just keep looking up there because I see the plans hanging on the wall over there. The two, because we have a load factor on the assembly side, you require two egress doors, but they can't be that close together. Which is why on the plan that I gave you, everybody has, there's a diagonal measurement of 78 feet, and this is just scaled, so give or take a few inches. But the distance between those two doors cannot be less than half the distance of that diagonal. So
Wow.
round up to 80 feet, so those two doors need to be at least 40 feet apart.
Okay,
The easy fix to that is throw another door on the backside here. You know, in addition, these doors, at least one of these doors has to be power operated for accessibility purposes. Other than that, though, that's really the only, then there's, fire code, but take care of fire code. That's the only issue I see with accessibility on that side. The big problem is gonna be fitting in bathrooms. The bathroom requirements are that you have to have at least 50% of the bathrooms be accessible per gender. So you have to have 50% of the male bathrooms and 50% of the female bathrooms accessible. You only get two bathrooms in here, so they both have to be accessible. Meaning you need that wheelchair accessibility. And I gave you a bunch of codes that I copied directly off either the IBC or the IPC or the accessibility, specifically what is required. I also gave you the minimum number of fixtures. On one of the pages, so plumbing code section 2902.1, minimum number of fixtures, you need at least one toilet for every 125 male occupants and at least one toilet for every 65 female occupants. And to find the occupants, you just take the occupancy load, divide that in half. So if we round up to 400, you got 200 males, 200 females. And that gives you how many toilets are required. At least one of those toilets be handicap accessible. And I gave you a little diagram that says this is the size that stall has to be. In addition to that, you have other requirements. The turning radius, that's a big one. For years, it was always 60-inch turning radius. It's now 67 inches. Well, it's only 7 inches, but I'll tell you, that makes a big difference when you start adding in walls and framing, and that is measured from the edge of any fixture to sheetrock or any other construction. So the depth of your fixture has to be taken into account when you start measuring out the size of that bathroom. You end up with bathrooms that are roughly 8 feet deep by however long they need to be. So you've got two bathrooms in this space that's gonna take up 16 feet of depth times however long it needs to be. You can use urinals in the male bathroom. You can take up to 67% of the toilets and convert them to urinals and still be, safe on the male bathroom. You still are required to have a certain amount of lavatories, sinks per bathroom, which the same thing is in here. I think it's 1 per 200. So you need at least one sink per bathroom. You're also required to have at least one drinking fountain for every 500 people. And you're also required to have at least one service sink, mop sink somewhere. So you have to have all that in the assembly area alone. You also need all this in the police department side as well. Obviously, you don't need as many toilets. On the police department side, you only need one bathroom. Especially if you take the occupancy load reduction of 50 square feet, that gives you 30 some odd people based on these measurements. You only need one toilet, one sink, but again, that bathroom has to be sized accordingly. So looking at the dimensions on the bathroom here of 7 by 7, that does not meet accessibility requirements because of all the clearances that you need in that bathroom. In addition to the turning radius, you also need a clear space. So think about a clear space being directly in front of either a toilet or directly in front of a sink. Somebody in a wheelchair has to have that clear space directly in front of that fixture, in addition to the turning radius next to it. Now, there is allowed some overlap. You're allowed 10 inches of overlap there on the turning radius. But what that does is it balloons the bathroom out significantly. So it changes your layouts on the police side and on the assembly side significantly. Let's see what else. You also have other fixtures that are required. I didn't kind of go into this, like specific dispensers, sanitary napkin dispensers, towel dispensers, soap dispensers. All of that has to be specified as far as heights, accessibility, number of fixtures per, per occupant. That is the quick summary of what I came up with so far, again, based on these plans and based on what is required by International Building Code and other codes that applies.
Yes.
Yes,
Even though that necessarily the police department side is not a publicly accessible place, it still has to be the.
doesn't matter.
Still a public building.
Yeah.
And that's why I highlighted civil administration, well, you probably didn't have a.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Civil administration,
Doesn't follow.
even though it's not publicly accessible, you are still required to assume at least one person for every 50 square feet. So,
Wow.
the police department may be small today, but what is it gonna be like in 50 years? That's, the idea behind it is building for the long term, not just today, but 50 years from now.
Right.
In the event Effingham is a 20,000 person population, and you've got, 24 full-time police officers.
So what size of the bathroom has to be for the police department?
Roughly 8.5 by 8.5 is what you end up with for spacing. I
So you-
told you they got big.
Yeah, so you got 8'6" across, so it's just gotta be
They
wide.
correct, but when you start shifting those walls around,
Right.
it affects everything else that's in the
Right.
building. And so maybe the layout needs to change to accommodate that bathroom adjustment.
Same thing, big one.
Is there any ruling that says that, like, if we have the accessible bathroom, because it's one building, would that accessible bathroom that is in the assembly space count as the accessible bathroom for the police department?
Only if you can access it directly from the police department.
No, you don't have that right now.
Yeah, you can't go outside and come back in. It has to be accessible directly from inside the building.
That's
And then you also have certain amount of footage that you're required.
So
You can only have, I think, like 500 feet of travel length, which is, you obviously don't have that, but think about a mall. Not that anybody builds malls nowadays, but think about a mall, you have to basically have to have a bathroom every 500 feet.
So what if, in this plan, is it strongly, there's a lobby for the dispatch with an exterior door? If we put an exterior door to the parking lot and an interior door from the lobby for the police department into this space, would that?
The interior door would count as long as it was an accessible interior door, meaning you didn't have to have any specific locks to get through there. So anybody that's in the lobby has to be able to push open that door to get out to that.
From the lobby?
From the lobby.
From the
yeah.
lobby, yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
So then that bathroom could stay that size,
That bathroom. can
just
stay
add a
outside.
door from the lobby into the meeting space and that, and
Yeah.
then, right, and then we just have to accommodate, we just have to change the design of the bathrooms in the meeting space.
Correct,
Right.
it's the meeting space, so yes, if you were to do that, then that would count. That gives you that accessible bathroom.
Got that?
So long as you also label the bathroom in the police department all genders. That's another thing, so remember, 50% has to be at least, so if you label that men only, well, where's the other? You've got 2 and 1, so technically you don't need it. Again, it's all up to who interprets the code, and normally it would be a building inspector
Right.
that would do that. In the case where you don't have a building inspector, it's the state fire marshal that's supposed to be, overseeing the codes in the town. But yes, that would satisfy that requirement. Again, as long as that door was accessible, so crash bars or power operated, you probably are gonna have to make it a power operated door. I'll have to look into that one. It's another thing with the doors on the police side. All the doors need to be accessible, so you have certain clearances, and I ran out of time to be able to pull that up on here. You need certain distances in front of every door to the handle side of every door, requires more distance than the hinge side of every door. So all these doors that are in here may not meet accessibility standards. The way they all
Wow.
open into that hallway. And that I can't say for sure, because you actually go down to the inches. I think it's if I remember right, it's 23 inches to the right-hand side of the handle set of the door, and then you need 42 inches in front of the door. So, which the hallway just needs to be at least 42 inches wide, which is fine there. But that means if you got 2 doors stacked up against each other and both handles are facing each other, that does not meet accessibility requirements.
Wow.
So all the, I mean, we were pretty sure that all these doorways that's illustrated need to go in and not out into the hallway.
Not necessarily. So again, it depends on the room and the space that the room serves. Like you don't have to worry about, for the most part, janitorial closets. That you don't have to worry about. But any space that could potentially be accessed by somebody who's handicapped, you do have to swing a certain way. So you can swing into the room, but you need the clearance on the interior of the room. So going back to that 42 inches and that 67-inch turning radius, you need all that on the inside of the room. And then that space to the side of the door and on both sides. So all that has to be taken into account. So that space, you know, if somebody goes in there, you know, hypothetically, dispatch secretary or interview room, like those are gonna have to be accessible. So if you were to swing the door in, we have to make sure that all that turning radius, that clear space, that requirements are met in order to swing that door in. Same with even swinging it out, we still need all that turning radius a little bit different going into a hallway, so it's not, it's critical but not as critical.
So what you're saying is it'd be better to swing them out
Swing them out, yeah,
Swing them out would be better,
like
Yep.
they show.
like
Like it showed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. That would be better. But I would also space them out, you know, so that way you've got the maximum distance you could possibly can get from handle set to handle set.
Yeah. between the doors.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay.
Certainly.
There's a lot that goes into it, and this is just what I was able to pull up in 2 hours last time.
So Tyler, you need to put all the doorways in the middle of the wall instead of toward an exterior wall. No?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
And so your best bet, all the codes are available for free online. Pull them up. You know, the little diagrams are all on the codes. It'll take you hours to find them all, but they're all there. So like a bathroom, you don't necessarily want that door in the center of that bathroom because of the clearance requirements. So again, when you go into the bathroom, you need so much space on either side. You need that turning radius. You need that distance from behind the toilet to in front of the, any obstruction in front of the toilet. You need that space around the sink. You need all of those clearances in order to meet the accessibility requirements. And it's the accessibility requirements that I think are the most important piece of the puzzle. Just due to the fact that if you had somebody, again, you got to interview somebody that's in a wheelchair, you need to make sure all that's accessible to that person.
Wow. Any questions? Any you got plenty of toilet?
Did I just hear you ask if he could draw all that? Yeah, because that was gonna be my question.
So, I mean, we need a set of plans.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if this is a vanilla box, this part, this is the part that matters in this particular building. The rest of it, we can work within, other than making sure the windows are correct, making sure the egresses are correct.
Mhm.
But if you can draw that up and make those requirements to see what we have left for space, that's what we gotta live with.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
That's true.
It's up to,
You have one? I think I do. We from last time we did the first version.
I don't know, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that'd be good, thank you.
So yes,
okay,
yes,
we get a set of plans.
Yes.
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 we need
Okay,
a
in
set
order
of
to set
plans.
plans, then we need a set of specifications, so that everything is apples for apples for anybody that wants to put their, the shoe in the ring.
Agree.
I'm okay with you doing what you need to do to make small modifications, and it has to be next, because
And that's what it's gonna boil down to, small modifications, the saying the devil's in the details, that's where everybody gets tripped up, in the industry that I'm in, everybody gets tripped up on the small stuff. It's the clearances, even in a regular house, you need 3 feet of clear space going up a stairway above the handrail. Everybody gets tripped up there. They frame it 3 feet, put in sheetrock, well now it's only 2 foot 11 inches.
It's true.
Small things like that.
Right,
And that's where it's gonna make or break the building when it comes to anybody that may potentially have an issue with it. Somebody that comes in that's in a wheelchair and says, this is not accessible, and I'm an expert on, accessibility and ADA and all that, and well, it turns out they're right. You were
And they're
off
out
by
there.
3 inches. They're out there, it's correct.
oh, they are.
I have run into them before. and that's why I mentioned all this, you know, is that you've got to plan for worst case scenario. I mean, obviously, you can do whatever you want to, it's a town building, but my suggestion is plan for worst case scenario and make sure everything meets code so nobody can trip you up.
Yeah, we don't
It
need
has to
it,
have
we don't need
code.
it down the road.
No, we need to have code. Yes, Linda, I see you.
Just a couple of things.
Mhm.
These plans, like if this doesn't go through, are these plans usable long range?
Yes, and maybe. So the answer is, it depends on how codes change going down the road. So New Hampshire's under the 2021 codes, except that the 2024 codes are already out. And I have not looked because I don't need to look because we're not dealing with 2024 codes yet. But if the 2024 code says hypothetically the turning radius, like it did, it went from 60 inches to 67, well now it goes to 72. If that's now the 2024 code or a future code, the building may not be usable at that point because it doesn't meet the code as it's being built.
The plans,
It's
the plans or the building?
the building, both the plans.
Okay.
So the code is dictated by when the building permit is issued. So whatever
Right, okay.
the building permit is issued,
Right.
the code as of that date is what you
Applies
have
to that.
To that, okay.
Correct. So you'd meet code, if you were hypothetically start tomorrow, you'd meet code with 2021. But if this doesn't happen, and 5 years down the road, you'd start it up again, and we've changed codes and the clearance requirements have changed, the plans may not be usable because the building may not meet
Right.
code anymore.
Right, okay.
But to add to that, the plan may need to be tweaked. Not that it's not usable,
Right,
need an adjustment.
Yeah.
Or
and we would
issue
know.
issue a building permit that's good for 5 years. You know,
Right,
Right,
regardless if it passes or not.
right,
yeah, we
right.
try
And
again,
then we go over a couple of years.
yeah, we'll try again.
We only need 8 months to build it, so
Right,
we'll go beyond the 2 years.
It's 3 now.
So you had additional questions?
It's 3 now.
Three years,
It's 3 now. They just changed it. Effective,
this town building permit?
it's gonna have to be because the state changed it to 3 years.
Oh, you mean how long the building permit lasts?
Yeah.
Yes,
Without
For
having
5
to
years,
renew,
it's 3
without
years.
having to renew the building.
correct,
Correct.
or get an extension.
And you have 7 years to finish the project.
So, wait a minute.
State legislation just changed that this year.
So all the towns have to comply with that?
That's correct.
yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of laws that changed.
Just like a lot of the zoning changes that came across the board. The current use changes,
Class six.
ADUs, class 6 use. We can no longer deny class 6 building.
But they still have to sign off as far as the mortgage, I mean,
Services.
Wait.
yeah, the service.
Liability still has to be
Liability.
signed off.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay,
So what do you need from us?
So how is this building being built? Is this a conventional concrete wood frame building? Or is this a steel building like a Leicester building like you had originally looked at last year? The reason I ask is if it's a Leicester type building, I need to know where all those supports are. I can't put a door in the middle of a support. So that's why we gotta know what is what. Going back to the 2 entry doors, if you got supports every 10 feet, I have specific places I have to put those entry doors. And then if there's anything in the middle, probably won't be, but if there's anything in the middle, I have to know where all that is, so that way we don't have a support in the middle of the toilet or something.
We were supposed to have something tonight, right?
Yes,
So this is looks like. We're gonna have-
Lisa's supposed to. bring
What, are we or
hers.
not?
Oh, she said she was on her way.
Oh, she is?
That's what she told me.
We're still trying to figure that out.
That's-
So we have, so obviously the town of Effingham,
She's
we have a
got
warrant
15
article,
minutes
we've had several warrant articles. We have to get bids. So instead of getting bids on 3 steel buildings or bids on 3 wood frame or ICF, we got steel, wood, Leicester.
So that's covering 3
options.
days. Right,
To see. So I know that makes the water just as muddier, a lot muddier than it was, but we don't.
So what I can do is I can draw it up, assuming it's a conventional frame, conventional wood frame building. And then if it's a Lester or something else, then we can adjust accordingly. But at least it starts that process, it gets something for everybody to look at that meets code and then can get specs on and can get accurate pricing on. So anything like this right now, it's a crapshoot as far as any pricing is concerned.
Right.
And the unfortunate thing with the Lester building, as we all learned, because the rep was here from out west, the standard is the 10 feet, there's a purlin. Is that right, purlin? Is that what, not purlin?
So you put me in trusses?
No,
10 foot, 10 foot to the poles, the support.
the supports, but it doesn't have to be. It can be as wherever we want it, it just costs more money. So this is their standard, you get outside of that, whatever, so.
We can adjust it to an extent. Obviously, if it's a Lester building, we have to put where we can put doors and windows. Wood frame or steel building, that's not as critical.
But definitely with the fire station, it's gonna be a wood, we're looking at wood.
Yes.
So I'll start assuming it's wood, and then we can adjust from there, based on whatever comes in for numbers.
And this was gonna be ICF, steel, or Lester.
Right,
So
For the one we're
that.
discussing.
Correct.
This one here,
right,
behind
for
us.
the police department.
Would the walls,
Area.
above grade walls, also be ICF as well?
Yes.
Because that makes it, the thickness of an ICF wall is much thicker than a regular 2x6 wall or a steel frame wall.
Yes.
So that changes how much room on interior we have to work with. So it may be worth planning for ICF to be safe, to give us that fudge factor, and then adjusting from there.
Yeah, we're done now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it a 6-inch or 8-inch or 10-inch core ICF? Do you know off the top of your head? 6-inch core?
Well, then,
That-
So it's
they're midnight, so.
That's right.
It's inside core.
Yeah,
It's 11 and some odd eighths, because it's a 6-inch, then 2 5/8,
2 and 5/8.
eighths.
And so if we go by that, it'll give us a little bit of room, right?
yeah, wood frame for the fire department, this one, steel.
You have the fire department?
Well, so that was my question. Right now, I'm only looking at the police, that's the only thing that is shared,
Municipal, right.
is the police/assembly building.
I sent that back like over a month ago.
You don't have this one?
That's not the most updated one.
It's not the most updated.
do not.
That one.
Will you update it again?
Yeah.
But 20 seconds ago. You know, I added it, or I added, well, the most updated one for this now has.
Can you print one off or?
No, he's talking to the fire
Yeah,
building, Charlie.
he's
Yeah, he has that already.
Yeah.
I just added, I also added some
Doing
other
that.
stuff.
It's printing them out.
Well, he needs it via email.
He just updated
Aye.
that door. he was talking about.
Yeah, you will.
Yep.
right.
Then you don't have to, because I've got this, so it's easy for me to draw that in. So that's not a big deal.
We also did add basically another room off of the bathrooms.
On the police building?
Yes. That would basically give us a,
You're talking about
so
the fire
you're-
station or?
Oh, so you're also adding a family bathroom then? Okay.
We did.
basically it's because of the size, it would add a family bathroom, but it would also add a shower.
So when, I will say that the loading is gonna be, because we're gonna take up more square footage, the loading's gonna get reduced.
Yes.
But we're still looking at basically, it's not gonna get reduced enough that we're eliminating the bathroom, eliminating it. We at 7 Oaks. That's even OAKS draft.
I'm gonna email him that updated one right now.
You may actually do it too, I don't know.
I'm sending in mine, so I've just sent mine again, so let me know if you get that, and if you don't, reach out. Cause I did, like I said, I sent a version about a month ago to you, so,
I got it this time.
okay.
Who's this for?
That's that updated version, so whoever wants it.
Thank you. Okay, this is the fire department.
This is a 30 by 50.
So do the same line.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I got it titled.
Perfect, thank you.
I think you got two. My hands aren't working.
I got two.
Thanks, Chris.
The hands come back.
This one, what is the overall dimensions of it?
60 by 80.
Thank you, this is 60. Not if you have a sprinkler system. Are any of these buildings being sprinkled? They both are?
Yeah, they have to be.
No, you don't. If you sprinkle.
What are you printing now?
I was printing the,
You guys added that door.
And the door,
the bathroom.
That shower that we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Keep the logging industry going.
One for you, one for you.
Thanks.
Now, I'm assuming you need the same as like we did before, plans, elevations, cross sections.
Please.
What are you looking at for ceiling heights of both these buildings?
What did we decide on, Mike?
I thought,
Well,
I thought
if-
That's a little.
10 feet, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because we can always drop to a 710 ceiling if we need to for ductwork.
right, I thought it was 10.
Sprinkler, it takes up a little bit, but it shouldn't.
You know,
And the fire department one is relatively easy. The only place that gets complicated with sprinklers is on your side, the police department. But once that room configuration layout is done, then that could go out to a sprinkler company for estimating.
Yeah, conference room
And
is easy.
leave the meeting space in this, so this would be, I'm gonna call it cathedral ceiling,
Vaulted,
vaulted,
Right.
thank you,
right?
with a dividing wall all the way floor to ceiling to separate the two.
Yeah, you'll need a full
Right.
fire break there, all the way to the underside of the sheeting.
Unless it's a Lester building, then it's gonna be a flat truss roof. Unless they put a scissor truss on, which would be nice.
Probably more expensive.
Well, that's how you'd have to, if this was a wood framed or even an ICF wall, you'd still need a scissor truss over here. Because you're not getting those spans with conventional lumber.
Right. Oh, no, that would have to be a truss roof.
This would, you would need a scissor truss over, or you're building the entire roof out
Flat
of
roof.
LVLs at $600 a whack.
Right, that's why steel
Per-
building is much more economical in that situation. Because of the span.
For the span, a steel building would make sense.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You
All
could,
insulated,
you
done
could
just like
do
the
this.
pictures I showed you, when I gotta do that road. Bright, shiny, and run spiral duct,
Mm-hmm.
sprinkler pipe right across.
What'd you miss?
Yeah, we're done.
I just got a drink, I just brought it over.
What the heck I do with them?
Okay,
Yeah,
any
we'll-
questions for me?
You can add that to us by
Tuesday.
If you run into any snags or whatever, you need to really make use of something.
I'll reach out to both you and JT if I ever run into any issues, if I have any questions, but honestly, initially, we're just gonna kind of throw this back together, make sure room sizes meet both your needs, but also meet accessibility, and then we can kind of branch out from there.
Trust your judgment.
What's the time period?
What's that?
Time period,
You want what you wanna hear, or do you want the truth?
the truth.
October,
In October.
in October.
Alright.
Sometime in October.
Okay.
It's good to know. I mean,
If I can do it sooner, I'll do it sooner. I just don't
Understand.
wanna make a promise I can't.
yeah, worst case scenario.
Okay,
So, to give you an idea, right now, I'm telling new customers I'm into January.
So,
That's just the workload that's in front of me.
it's nice to have.
yeah,
It's,
this,
it is, but it's also stressful.
Yeah, I hear
A little inefficient.
you. Yeah, time of season right now.
Who does?
does anyone else have any questions?
Tyler will take you to do
Would they?
something there.
Leaving Friday.
Where you go? New York. Oh. See, goose hunting? There it is.
My hometown.
Go headed north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
up by, Shazy.
Chasing here, yeah, about 6 miles from where I was brought up.
Yep.
Like Shane.
When I went up there in March, I stayed like a mile from where you grew up.
Nice.
So when he comes back, he'll be fluent in French.
Exactly.
We should put out for that, the two sides.
Exhibit A.
That's why nobody understands
His
me.
first language.
I never tell him that though.
What? What'd you say?
He told me that. That was his first language.
It was.
No other questions for Lee? Thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome,
taking
thank
the
you
time
all.
to come.
I'll be in touch, if you
Okay,
have any questions or anything in the meantime,
Got your email.
whatever you got.
very good. Yes, you can always send stuff to Mike. We'll get it off to him.
He'll send it to me, right.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Have a good
very
evening.
much.
Welcome back to school.
Said this means wrong.
Well, that certainly is.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah, yeah.
This is,
Miss Schultz,
Judy was over here.
Judy.
Yeah.
It was Miss Mullins before Miss Deans.
Was it?
Well, that was very informative.
It was very informative and very eye-opening
Yeah.
because it certainly changes a lot of
This will get your ball rolling.
the specs that we were looking at. It really is eye-opening. And with the codes changing, it's not helpful. I'm sorry, Linda, yes.
Lisa, can you call her?
She said she is, the last text I got, which was just a few minutes ago, which was at 6:16, 15 minutes. I'm about 15 minutes away, so sorry I'm so late.
Okay.
So she's about 15 minutes, well,
Does
she was.
she have a cost?
She said she's got plans that she went back and she made 11 by 17 copies. The plans that she's come up with, so
Or her
she had
company?
to go back, right, she had to go back and make the 11 by 17, because I wasn't sure if we could do that size here.
They did.
No, I wasn't sure, so she was getting those and then coming. So she should be here shortly. Is there any other questions anybody might have or any other discussions? I know we're running out of time. It is getting closer and closer and closer to the end of the year. And there's a lot of stuff we have to get done.
What's the drop date on this?
For which? For what? For the
Bond,
bond and all of that?
I mean, we have to have,
Middle
That
of
has to
November.
be, right, the middle of November, and then, isn't it January, there was a deadline of January.
It's essentially 6 weeks before town meeting,
Right.
no sooner than
Is that the bond hearing?
the bond hearing. And then obviously we have to get bond counsel, we can't just assume that's something we don't still have bond counsel. We had bond counsel that expired with the last bond.
Last bond, right. So we have to get a bond council
Yeah.
also.
so
And I mean, we already have, I mean,
Right.
most likely
We
it'll be
just have
seeded
to-
again.
Right.
So what's our estimates for paving, dig work, I mean, like fire station? I'm not sure,
We had
Lisa's quote will include all that here, but
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna be
parking lot,
there.
I mean,
Now, the parking lot, didn't we get, estimates from GMI or something?
not here,
Not
No,
here?
we got
Oh, that was for the library, wasn't it?
library and the fire station.
right, so.
I got the fire station, number
Right.
2.
Yeah, so we need,
We
you know, we're
need-
talking.
We need something for that, an estimate for the paving.
There is some codes that we're gonna wanna have to reference
This one,
for the paving.
uh-huh.
There is codes that we have to reference out of the fire code.
Hi,
Hello.
Our printers,
Why-
our printers do 11 by
Oh,
17.
did I asked her, and then I went back and then I got stuck with one of the owners, so not good.
That's all right. So we need all that price. Yeah, you're talking probably
First construction. That would be,
$700,000.
yeah, exactly.
You and I, Sharon, don't get grabby.
I go print some more off.
Yeah, we'll print some more off if we want more,
I thought it said that.
just print some more off.
Just 3 copies or what?
No, this is,
It's 30 by 50, that's fire station, that's here.
that's fire station.
Oh, I made more than I thought.
That's fire station,
Yeah,
inside,
yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
That's the space. Inside.
I got 3 on that one.
Yeah, cause inside, outside, back,
Yeah,
front elevation, right side elevation, left side.
Do we need more copies? I'll run more if we need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might just make copies.
So this is what the draftsman that we have drew up, to put everything out to bid. So you wanted me to, we still are waiting for some prices to come back in. Should have a completed quote next week, but they wanted you guys to look it over and make sure it looks like what you're thinking.
Sort of. On the fires, okay, it's 10 by 12 on the fire station.
The bathroom,
No, the bathroom, yeah. Oh, so they
And I
increased
may
it.
have John come next week.
Yeah, so they increased it.
Oh, the week after.
9, 10 by 12. So they did the codes for the bathroom?
that's what the circle is, isn't it?
Yeah.
His door requirement.
Just like here, circle, urinals, one toilet, right?
Okay, yeah.
Restaurants for the PE, circle, urinals are safe and toilet. 20 feet. Yeah, safe, take care.
Yeah, got it.
Shower.
Yeah, so 16, 17 feet, so they increased it by 3 feet.
Yeah, that works out.
That door's on the wrong side though.
To just mark it up and,
Chris,
I
we're
mean,
gonna have to have 2 doors,
Here you go.
one there and another one on the other side.
Right.
Another.
It's not just, we can't just move it, we have to have both. Because of where that building's gonna sit, we have to have that one on the far side and one that's missing.
Yeah, we could just leave that there so it's not on the eve side. That's a good point. Leave that one there and then put this one here for
Just for a door.
lining up with this building.
Exactly, that would work for us.
Yeah, I just add a door.
Special kind of sheetrock.
This is your window, right?
You know, looking at that, I don't know, kind of makes no sense. As far as layout.
He said they normally do that. So the evidence
I don't
room,
see
the
any issue
interview
with that.
room, they're kind of this way, the slashes around.
Yeah.
He reached out to the guy that we work with who does the municipal buildings, and he said those rooms, they usually put some sort of wire in the walls, so you can't just go through. And they have a special sheetrock that they use for those, so. I don't know.
Yeah, we would just need to add a door.
Okay,
Yeah, on the back side right here.
No, right here.
Yeah,
On
which
which
is
one?
right here.
That's the end. That's not the back side. The end. You're on a long wall. You're on an eve then.
Oh, yes, right
Which
here.
side?
This is,
okay,
Yeah, it would be right here.
I thought they added one
This one.
already.
Right.
but the,
Oh, so that won't suffice?
That will suffice for egress, but we need to line up with this existing building.
Yep.
so right
This
here.
makes sense to me, and then we don't even have to worry about that door there.
What?
This layout.
Oh, the pass through for the ADA. line.
Correct.
Maybe. You'd have to go through and making sure it checked with code.
Well, they did. See the little circle? That's what that
That's
indicates.
the
That's your
radius.
circumference. Just like in the men's room, you see that there's only one toilet, but there's a urinal, which is what Lee said, that suffices for the men. You can,
Right.
you only need one commode, then you can make it up with a urinal. The women's room has 2, toilets, commodes. Only one has to be ADA compliant. You still have that, turning radius. At least that's the way it appears to me.
Yep.
It's gonna shed any snow.
so obviously we'll have some more detailed ones once all the bids come back from the work to be done, but This is what he sends out the bid,
Yeah, I would just add one door to the,
so I got that
Yeah,
right,
she
right
has
there,
that.
and
On the
then lobby door.
Ah.
It may not be needed.
But we don't need that lobby door if the bathroom in the police station has the right radius, which it appears that it does.
Yes,
Right,
the only reason we did that is for accessibility code,
Okay, so no,
now, unless it's needed for code, then.
Yeah, we talked about when we was
oh,
here,
yeah,
The only reason we did that is
if
for
we meet code
accessibility.
right, right,
here,
we don't need that.
we
we
don't
don't
need
need
that
that,
there,
so
right,
that the public can access
right,
it.
right,
I'd rather have it secure,
yeah, it would be better if it's secure, totally.
agree.
Let them go all the way out and then in.
Mhm.
If somebody
Okay,
needs
so
to
the
go
other
in
thing
there.
is, it's on that, it may not be on the one that you got, the evidence room,
Cool, ring
two
tone.
pass-throughs that they wanted added,
okay,
they were just small pass-throughs, from the patrol room to the evidence room.
Yes, like built-in little lockers.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and they're gonna wanna come and talk to you guys about all that little detail stuff.
yeah, those are small details, but,
Everything's in the details, what did he say?
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah, in the details.
yeah, I think we're pretty much 95% right there. Right where
Vinyl
we at.
window, you can't see through vinyl.
Where's this?
We just did that.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
I like it.
They're working away at it, so have more.
Mm-hmm,
He added some little things like, you know, this 4 foot up the side, and put
Is that
some
the
little,
stone panels?
yeah, give it a little detail so the building looks pretty.
Yeah.
You know, give it a little character.
right,
Well, believe it or not, we actually have already been challenged on that.
Why?
No, just, you remember one of our meetings, somebody said, you know, to make it fit the,
yes, the
you know,
area and,
the town, the
Yes.
area, there's a farm right next door, and
There's a farm?
yeah,
So we gotta bring a load of cow
I was
manure.
gonna say,
you don't notice that smell when you come in, the sound, you only open the door for you?
Got one cow, that's not a
No,
farm.
there's more than one.
But these would be on
I got some of that too.
Right, oh, okay.
Farm is more than 30 cows.
But this would be like a buzz-through door.
Yeah, we can let them in, yeah.
It doesn't have to be Eugene Hussey's to be a farm.
It's a gentleman farm. Looks great. When can we start building?
does look very
We're in
good.
Maine.
I know, they got the main, I'm like, I said that to them, they're like, "Oh, you're changing," I'm like, no.
I like the spelling of Effingham as well.
Yeah. He's a draftsman, not a
I
speller.
think AM.
Hand.
You got it right in the first part.
Mhm,
Yeah,
Where's that?
I'll have him change it for next time.
Right here.
I saw it.
I just found it funny.
Oh, no, not that, that one's spelled right.
Yeah,
It's
I
on
thought
the
so.
other
This
one, it's on the other,
Yeah.
it's on this one.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So not everything's me.
He's like me, he can draw, but he can't spell.
Just abbreviate.
Catherine, I
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that.
Still think it's comical that those are a fundraiser for the PTO.
I think those are great, are you kidding?
JT, you got any questions on your, fire station?
I do not.
One thing that,
So you put a stone veneer wall in the front? Yeah.
I think they use that vinyl,
Right,
and so it looks like a stone, it's vinyl, so it doesn't cost much.
great, great. Breaks it up.
Yeah.
Breaks it up, makes it.
Makes it look pretty.
They have won a lot of awards for their metal building design, so they take a lot of pride in that.
So in,
Whoa, the building's 82 feet long.
so in the end where the, it doesn't show the end view as far as the Sally Port? Oh, there it is.
I
I
was
got
gonna
it.
say, I thought I saw it.
Yeah.
61 by 82.
This building.
You're gonna have some variable as far as like overall length, right? With steel, cause you do it based off of the.
Well, usually that, well, yes. It usually impacts your interior.
I think they were trying to maintain their interior.
Right. So it was like, when they added for the bathroom and things like that, I was like, okay, how do they do that? That's how they did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
Uh-huh,
The only thing I would have to add to this is that question why they're at, why you chose 20 feet. That's a lot of,
I'll
that's a lot of
ask them.
sidewall. That we don't
20
need
feet
that.
where?
I'll ask them that.
And then for the
Oh,
municipal
yeah,
section.
gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably have them come back with me, if we're not meeting next week, the week after. I'll probably have Mark and John come back with me so they can answer, and he'll have the whole estimate done by then, which will be
No meaning.
fairly detailed.
Yeah.
She said not next week, the
Yeah.
meeting
And
after,
I could drop to
that'd be the 24th.
14 feet.
I'll ask him why. And then if he's got a reason to keep it, if not, he'll
Well,
drop it.
12 before.
Yeah, we really don't need that height.
Well, enough so that we can squeeze mechanicals above their, PD side, and then put a pull down.
You know, at 14 feet, it should be a, 14 feet.
12 feet would do it, 14, more than enough.
I'll ask him
And
tomorrow.
then you don't have the heating all that volume on the municipal side.
That's, yeah.
Right,
I mean, even on the PD side, that heating would ever all be open up there, so
Right.
right,
it would retain it, the insulation layer would follow the, the purlins and the girts.
right.
Mhm.
You know,
Totally agree.
It's conditioned, which is a good thing.
I like this.
Storage
Yeah, put a staircase.
over the
Over the
bathrooms,
All the bathrooms, yeah.
chairs, whatever. Planning board, office, files.
Well,
You hear me?
The planning board 17 file cabinets,
Yeah,
right?
we'll put them over the bathrooms.
Right,
that, for all intents and purposes, if we wanted to separate the IT for this space for sound system, for this sort of thing, it could go up there as opposed to running it all the way to the PD.
that's true, yeah.
So our IT could be up over that area.
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah. On the bunk rooms on the fire
Okay.
station, when we discussed that they had to have windows?
They do have to have.
They have to have the
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
egress
see
windows.
where they,
Yep, they've gotta put those in.
okay.
You have to have a means of egress besides the.
Well, if it's sprinkled, you don't need that second means of egress.
That's true.
Oh.
So they don't need to be
They could just do
5 foot
Really?
clear.
normal size.
Normal size windows.
And I'm gonna say,
Oh.
they're gonna plan on sprinkling, because in Maine now, the law is that you have to.
Yeah.
So they're probably.
We have to.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say,
we
we're,
do, so I know
Yeah.
that was a big discussion that we had a few weeks ago.
So seeing how we're thinking it's sprinkled. At Fire Station 2, it'd be very challenging to get the water from the existing building over to the, not so much challenging to get it the other side for domestic purposes, but for a sprinkler system, I think we're gonna be looking at putting in a well.
I agree.
Want to do, and possibly a well for this one here, although I think it depends on how much capacity we have.
Yeah, what's per minute here?
When you say
I-
well, are
I-
you talking cistern or are you talking?
No, I'm talking a drill well. Because you've got a dug well there now.
Yeah.
When was the last time that water was tested?
Like the quality of the water?
Yeah, the water quality good?
Oh, it does,
09, I believe. Yeah.
It's what?
09.
Okay.
really?
Yeah. Well, I dug it up before the last, my last building.
Yeah, we just did this one this year, we should have done yours.
Yeah.
Let's, talk to Caitlin, get a sample going, we'll get it tested.
I'll take care of that,
Okay, thank you.
cause we gotta get the test kit from Todd, so.
Oh, yeah, you know,
As far as the water storage for the sprinkler systems, I'd suggest we just bury a cistern. And if it's auto-filling, that's great, but just bury a cistern rather than trying to have tanks in a closet, cause we don't have the space in either of these buildings.
Middleton Elementary School, they buried it right under the school.
Yep.
Big tanks.
Yep.
So that could be an option to put a tank right directly under the building and
Yeah.
on the side towards the mechanical room and access
Would
there.
under the building be better, or would it be better to go on the outside of the building, and when it ever has to get?
Well, if you don't outside the building, then it's gonna be, have a loading. It depends on what size tank you have to have too. So you'd have to have an H20 loading. There's another level above that as well.
then you gotta deal with it.
So on a 1,250 gallon tank, that's another $1,000. For a septic anyway, but for a holding tank. I would assume you'd have at least 1,000 gallon tank.
Yes, Linda? Linda?
John, I know you wash the trucks there, this and that and the other. Have you ever so far been low on water there?
No,
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
You with the dry season right now,
Awesome. That's good.
so we just put a holding tank for water.
You can pump out of that existing tank.
Don't pump out of the river.
Yeah, really.
There's no water to pump out of the river, so.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Lowest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
The lake's low. And it stinks.
It's blue.
Yeah.
It
smells.
Oh, really?
It's gross.
It's like
Yeah.
blue and yellow.
It's, yeah,
Looks like an oil slick.
yep,
It does.
it's bad.
Gee, let's go swimming.
Yeah.
Any other
From the main
questions?
side,
It's on the main side.
too much coffee
Actually,
brandy and red hot dogs.
there was someone down there swimming right
It's the
after
red
it
hot
was
dogs, it's the
raining on the front side.
Off on 153,
I was in there.
swimming in there?
Yeah, they're still swimming in it.
Someone else had their dog in
There's
there.
like little kids down along the,
Yeah,
The
she had
beach,
two
like-
children with
Yeah.
her. I'm like, are you
and they were in
crazy?
the water.
Wow.
Any other questions, any other observations, any other thoughts? Yes,
So every little thing, as far as paving, all that little stuff is gonna be worked into this
in the Patco
One
plan, yes.
price. Okay,
And
That's part of this, from them?
They'll come out and do all that,
Okay.
evaluation and all that
They'll
stuff
do
and do all
that,
the,
they'll get it all in there.
do we even have money for like the box, or if we don't get a place to store stuff?
oh, for storage
Or is
kit.
that also gonna come
Oh,
Storage
No, we
kit.
have,
No, we'll have to build that into an estimate.
Yeah.
Anything that's outside of the building scope of work
Yeah, they won't.
would have to, no.
right.
Let's all be part of
Separate.
a,
That would,
No.
we would have to
That's all
put in either a contingency or, schedule that out and put associated costs with that so we can track that.
But the town doesn't have any money that they can put into that at all.
well, this would be going off in 26's budget anyways.
Right,
yeah, so we can appropriate in 2026.
Some things if we needed to.
Yeah, I mean, there's options too, like renting a storage units,
Mm-hmm,
we
okay.
can do that.
Right.
Versus getting a container.
right. Depending on which is cheaper.
Do you happen to know, John, how much the container is if you rented it?
I don't.
You don't, okay.
I just
The
bought a
transfers-
40-foot one from a guy in Alton who had used ones, and it was $4,000.
We're down, that's what we
Yeah.
got for the transfer station.
Yeah. 4 grand. It only been used, it was nice,
Yeah, 40 footers.
a lot of space.
Can we rent one?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we need one, if we're just talking about the evidence, it's not gonna be anywhere near that big.
Oh, no, you only need like a 20 footer.
Boxes, like.
Yeah.
little tiny.
Big enough to fit inside that garage,
Right.
we'll make it work.
15 footer.
Right.
I mean, the one in the back probably would fit in the garage, right? No, too long?
It's twice as long as that building.
Too tall, too long.
Yeah.
Speed is the key.
Yeah, it'll fit once.
Speed is the key.
The
Real good.
propane tank could go flying, so.
God.
The mantra of the fire department was, don't worry about how you're getting it in there, worry about how you're getting it out. Just get it in there, we'll get it out afterwards. I used to run the truck, so
I got it.
Used to run it in there real quick. Any other
get the fire out,
discussion
then
of
you call the tow
residents?
trucks.
Got it.
Then, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, with no other business that anyone can think of? Any other questions?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes, Mike.
No meeting next week?
There is no thank you. There is no meeting next week because we're gonna be at the school,
That's cool.
correct? But we will be here the following week.
We are the following week having a meeting, the Board of Selectmen are having a meeting with the superintendent and the business administrator for Governor Wentworth School District. So we may, just in case we're
It's at
running
4
late,
o'clock.
just in case we're running late, start without us.
JT's in
We
charge.
should be back.
Be meeting at the school.
Got superintendent.
Loughborough, yeah. And get some
Have a
answers.
better, understanding. Try to have an
We're
understanding.
gonna have a
of
better
it.
understanding of taxes.
Right.
I know.
Hopefully by then I have medication, so I keep this closed. Don't get us in trouble.
Chris, that's gonna take a while.
You'll be in detention.
Say it isn't so.
She knows
Tyler,
you.
did you have a question?
The well at the fire station
The well at the fire station, yes.
is,
You guys wanna have a
was drilled in 94. According to the state, is a 30-gallon drilled well.
The fire station? No, Lawrence dug that. Yeah, Lawrence dug it.
According
There
to
isn't
that-
I thought there was an artesian well.
Maybe not that one.
Oh,
I don't know, according
Is
to
there another
this,
well?
sorry.
There's an artesian well, isn't it on the back corner of the building?
so, yes and no, but they put well casing down, rather, they put concrete down, cylinders,
Cylinders.
and they went down, I don't know, 15 feet or more.
But I thought when I was walking around there, I saw an artesian.
I didn't see it.
I
You're seeing the heads buried below grade? That's illegal.
Again, I don't
It's
know,
supposed to be above grade.
I'm going by the state's,
The state's website.
database,
Yeah.
and it says Effingham Fire Department, Route 153, and it's drilled in a bedrock. Depth of 182 feet,
Well,
depth of
John, I
bedrock is
guess you
15,
got an
and casing is
artesian well.
36.
I guess so.
You know about.
I guess.
By Hartley,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
and
so we're gonna find the well. You know where that is?
the well
The
itself,
artesian well?
I'm going off of the fact that
Adventure
it's
Time.
that it was that casing, that concrete, and it
Sitting
very well
inside
could
a
be just
concrete
covered
casing.
by that. I could have sworn that went down farther, like in depth.
No, you should, did you ever take the top off of that? The concrete the casing?
I'm not that strong.
Was it like a 3-foot well tile cover?
Yeah.
You're that strong, you could move that.
Over there with a crowbar, you can cut that off, just slide it over. Because if the head is.
It should be in there.
top, tops needs to be above grade,
Right.
period.
Rooster bar. Rooster bar.
Rooster bar?
Yes, Linda.
Three Stooges.
Oh, I thought that
Anyone know
might be Leo.
What kind of well we have?
Rooster bar, and he says, we need a crowbar, Rooster Crows doesn't work. Three Stooges.
Unless there's an artesian out there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We watch it all
It
the
just says
time.
Route 153 for the location, it doesn't have an address, so. Maybe there's an artesian at Station 1 we don't know about.
I think you would find it.
Is there a sink at Station One we didn't know?
No, but maybe they drilled a well at some point.
But just didn't hook up the water, who knows?
I had,
Well, that would be good, because if there's a well at 30 gallons a minute, then we're primed for
Oh,
some
yeah.
sort of a cistern for a.
And which tells me is a drilled well, because we don't have a jet pump anywhere in that station.
So you've got a well that, yeah, your pump's.
Unless they
The
have,
pump's in the
unless
well,
there's a pump in that, like,
the pipe.
they've done, well, you could also have a pump inside that
Well tile.
well tile.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is make it not 32 degrees or lower.
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't know what we're looking
Yeah,
at, though. We're
Really.
assuming.
We gotta look.
Assuming, that's
Okay.
right.
I guess I don't.
Rooster bar.
Anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
She said entertain a motion.
Entertain. So
Make a
Tyler, you
motion.
make
I'll
a
make that
motion?
motion.
I'll second it.
Tyler, second, okay. All in favor, any discussion?
No discussion, aye.
Alright,
All in favor, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, my,
Of course you would say that.
Wakefield was inside the old well, 1830s,
Yeah,
but it was like 2 feet down,
yeah.
but the pump was in that basement.
I have a point
It's a shallow
well.
well, Paul. It's a
In my
shallow well.
basement.
Yeah, yeah,
How's the baby, John? Growing?
water, I mean,
Yeah.